And welcome to Two Idiots Reading Comics. Today is episode 90. We're going to be reading Astonishing Times. But first, I'm going to need you to check out our Instagram and Twitter at 2idiotsrc. Subscribe to YouTube if you're watching Two Idiots Reading Comics there. Two Idiots Reading Comics on Facebook. Almost forgot that one. And then subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. We're also there. But that's about it. Let's get into the show. And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge. That's Davis Crocker. This is Two Idiots Reading Comics, and today we are reading Astonishing Times. Oof, boy, it's hard to be on and talk clearly at the same time.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, I've had that Diet Dr. Pepper. Little sweet, but
man, you slurring like I do when I get hammered out the ass.
It's called being born with a cleft palate and cleft lip.
I was gonna make fun of your malformations.
Good, because it pisses only my dad off.
It does.
I don't care.
It only makes your dad mad.
Yeah, which I mean, cool. If it was my kid, I'd probably get mad too.
Yeah,
but shout out Skip. Astonishing Times though, Davis.
That's right.
You having a good week though? You watch anything cool?
Well, since we've already addressed,
Besides the Winter Olympics, you damn commie.
That's right. Communism, baby. It's a joke.
How about this is sports, but I feel like most of the people who are listening to us, we know, and they also watch sports. The Washington football team going to the Washington Commanders, and everybody's just calling them Washington because it's COMM.
Yeah,
and they just calling them the commies.
Yeah, they didn't think that would do very well, did that one?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, totally honest, going from Redskins to Commodores?
Commanders. You really thought it was the Commodores?
Yeah, I don't know why my brain went to Commodores.
I mean, Virginia is the Commodores.
Yeah. I don't know why my brain went there.
No,
I don't know. Commanders just...
Because Commander-in-Chief, Washington,
D.C. I get it. It's just... I mean, damn, you should have just let them watch the football team.
Well, I mean, if you've...
What are they going to do? All right, so a commander wears blue and white. That's a commander. Or green, or that's Navy uniforms and Army, shit like that. They're like maroon and white.
They're maroon and yellow.
Yellow. That's going to look like an awful commander's uniform.
I mean, they've unveiled their uniforms. They don't look terrible. They have a blackout version now.
Yeah, that might be pretty cool.
I don't know. It's just, if you look at like...
I'm thinking mascot. Like the mascot come out like a commander mascot. It just...
We've seen so many... I don't think they have like a mascot.
Well, that's right. I was thinking...
But like their fans are called the Hogs or something. So, I don't know. Or they had a famous like O-line group that was like the Wild Hogs or something like that. But it was like in the 70s.
Wow.
But no, we've had so many like new sports leagues come out recently. There's a reason why all the names are bad. Because everything under the sun has been copyrighted.
That's very true.
That's like the Cleveland Indians are now the Guardians. But damn. Also, like, what? I mean, obviously, I don't live in Cleveland. I don't know their culture. But what would you call a team in Cleveland?
Oh, I have no idea. It's just...
Outside of, like, the Rockers for, like, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Why the hell would you go Guardians? At least the Commanders make sense with the Commander-in-Chief being in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
But, again, don't know Cleveland and Ohio very well.
They're right on the Lake Erie, I think.
One of the Great Lakes.
Yeah. And Lakers is already taken because the Lakers
of course
were originally in like Minnesota or something. Or Wisconsin. Somewhere by the Great Lakes.
You know basketball better than I do.
That's geography, Dave.
I still don't know where the team is located.
Well, I'm pretty sure I said Minnesota. I don't think there's a Great Lake over there.
Yeah, there actually is.
Okay, cool. They might have been in Minnesota.
It touches the top half with Michigan.
Okay.
Because Minnesota didn't have the stones to take the little bit of peace that Michigan took.
Are you thinking about Wisconsin?
Probably.
Maybe.
Is it Minnesota? No, it's Minnesota, Wisconsin.
I thought it was Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah, script. You see, we didn't do well in whatever
The
geography.
key word here is right there.
There you go.
And for the podcast listeners, I pointed to idiots on our little logo.
It's in the title, folks.
Yeah. None of that has to do with Astonishing Times.
Not a single bit.
What's astonishing is probably how stupid we are.
That's very true.
Both college graduates.
Damn straight. We finished that shit in 4 years.
Yeah. I think I had a 2.5 GPA.
2.63, 2.65.
But you also didn't know if you were going to walk.
Yeah, we don't have to talk
until
about that
2 days
part.
before.
We also don't have to talk about that part. The chemistry teacher was awesome.
This school just put us in a magazine, so I'm not going to speak ill of them.
I just said the teacher was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. They're smarter than us, Davis. They probably got that. But, anyways, written by
Aris Quinones.
Hopefully friend of the channel.
I hope so.
Future.
I would love it to be.
If we were smart, we would have emailed and just asked if he wanted to come on. But volume 2. Volume 2.
When volume 2 comes out, we'll hit this.
Hopefully we'll have some more subscribers by then, but who knows?
But yeah, we'll hit up everybody real quick.
Also co-wrote with Ares, the guy who wrote 5 Ghosts.
Frank J. Barbier.
Yeah.
Barbier?
Sure, that one.
And of course, Aris Quinones. You got our artist Ruari Coleman, color Lauren Affey, AFFE, letters Taylor Esposito, and design Dylan Todd. Aris is probably him and Valiant.
Nope, Variant.
Wow.
Valiant's the comic book company.
Sorry. That YouTube channel and Talmadge, kind of why I'm even here doing the podcast today.
Yep.
Not
I
the
conceived
suicide,
Davis.
not the suicide part.
You went, I would have killed myself. I said I conceived you.
Yeah, that's where. So, I mean, Ares
Sorry, Miss Crocker.
and that channel got me like the lores, the top 10 weapons of the Marvel and DC universe, the worst, the best, the histories of the everything of comics, and I just love him in the channel. And
hey, Ares, come on our show. Davis will suck your dick.
Yeah, we ain't gonna take it that far.
No. Same though, for real. Well, I think I've said it before. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man got me into superheroes.
Yeah.
Avengers got me like, there was like a gap in between where it was nothing but football. And then the Avengers was like, holy shit, I still love superheroes.
Yeah.
And then I literally, from like then until like freshman year of college, I literally watched like every piece of superhero video content I could get my hands on. Like it was every movie, every show. That was back when like literally everything was on Netflix. Everything.
Yeah,
there was nothing else.
No.
And people were just like, yeah, you can fucking, I don't know what a streaming rights is. Go ahead. Give us money.
Have fun. Here's all Marvel movies we've ever produced. Have fun,
yeah,
Netflix.
here's Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series,
Yeah.
Superman the Animated Series. We don't care.
Yeah.
And you can tell him I was literally just in my college dorm. I wasn't very social.
Yeah, not for the first year and two.
Yeah. And there's plenty of times, literally, Davis would walk in, I'd be watching Justice League Unlimited
Yes,
on my laptop.
The amount of times I have watched this man watch Justice League Unlimited.
And the entire time I was like, God, they think I'm weird watching cartoons. And then I roommate with Davis, and this dude watched nothing but a cartoon.
Shit, at that time I was watching Ben 10 and
that's a good show. I didn't watch every other spinoff though, but
Naruto and shit like that. I was watching.
I never watched Naruto.
I've made it.
The only animes I ever got in like pre-college was One Piece, and I guess Pokemon's technically. Some people
think
might
the
kill me.
show is considered anime, is it?
It's Japanese animated, isn't it? It's not like traditional anime, but
it's not it's not the anime I would. It's not the category I'd put it in with Naruto, One Piece.
Actually, I don't think it's.
Yeah, because it's dubbed. It's dubbed English, right?
Yeah, and there's like several episodes that they had to ban here because one showed guns, the other one showed James with tits.
Who?
The guy from Team Rocket. You ever notice that every time they do a disguise, Jesse is dressed as a man,
that's
and
right. He's a girl. Yeah.
Well, there was one they were on a boat,
and actually gave him
he
boobs.
was in a bikini with boobs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually kind of loved that part. That was always hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where. But yeah, no. So once I worked my way through everything that was on Netflix in our college library that we could rent on DVD, I think it was like Thanksgiving break freshman year, and I was at like Books a Million with my mom and saw the graphic novel section, and that's where I literally picked out Death of the Family, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, the first volume of Justice League with, I mean, it was all New 52 shit. I was like, it had already been going for like a year. It was the first volume of the New 52 Justice League with Jim Lee and guy who almost got canceled.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names.
He wrote fucking Darkest Night, Green Lantern. Jeff Johns.
Still horrible with names.
Jeff Johns. And then some Marvel book. I can't remember what it was.
Probably a Civil War?
No, that was later.
Spider-Man?
I honestly don't remember, but I bought 3 of them.
Avengers.
It might have been some like random.
Hawkeye.
Let me talk. It might have been some random Avengers, but no, and those were like the first comic books I bought, and that's like when I got started into comics. And then like literally when I was like, hey, what comic books should I read? I just typed into YouTube where to start reading comics, how to start reading comics, blah blah blah. And the first channel that popped up was Variant.
Yeah.
And so he was very key into like my early years of reading comic books.
And if you're talking about fall of our sophomore year, so that was fall of 13.
Freshman year.
Yeah. That was fall of 13. And I don't know what part of 2012 Variant started, but sometime in 12. So you got on earlier than I did, and yet we were still early in their life of Variant.
Yeah, the guy who does the podcast with him, like, had no clue existed at all.
You didn't know the guy existed?
Yeah, like he never showed up in the YouTube videos.
No, and the podcast, they've got a podcast. They do a lot of, or last I saw listen to them, they do a lot of the reviews of low-key Marvel shows, the DC shows, all that stuff. It's not like the
it seems
YouTube.
like what every like, or 95% of people who come out to do like comic book and stuff like that end up just reviewing all the movies and stuff.
Well, it's fresh. It's right there. It's
also
it's
like
every week now.
As much as those movies come out and people love them, apparently not driving them to the comic book store though.
No.
Yeah.
But I guess it was probably spring, freshman year, fall of sophomore.
That I took you to a comic book shop.
Yeah, that you got me hooked.
I think you came a couple times.
I know we had to go on to Second and Charles.
Yeah, I think you came a couple times because you're always the guy like, I don't care what the fuck we do. I just want to hang out with friends.
Yeah, I grew up in a town with 100 people. There wasn't shit to do.
Yeah, and then but we lived together sophomore year.
Yeah,
and I was like, hey man, you want to go comic book shop? And you're like, I don't really. I was like, really? You love Star Wars? Like, nerdy shit's nerdy shit, right? Which at the time, like, now I know nerdy shit is not always just nerdy shit.
No,
like, there
are levels
and there are different groups. And
it is.
But back then I was naive. And you're like, I just kind of like Star Wars. And I was like, Marvel just they bought Disney
just
bought
bought Star Wars
and
Lucasfilm.
Marvel's got like a whole new line of Marvel comics. And I mean, you popped out of your chair so fucking fast.
Yeah. And that was the first addiction.
And then I was like, hey, watch this YouTube channel. That's what I do.
And they had just started, was it Rebirth?
I think we were like getting right into Rebirth.
We were about to get started with Rebirth because I remember picking up the first Flashes.
Because you kept going.
Flash, Cyborg, Teen Titans.
We would go to the store and you'd be like, they're all the way in. Like, how do I?
Yeah.
Like, where do I start? I'm like, because I was even like early on, I was fully on paper, like the volumes,
and
paper
that's where we
trades,
started was
and
single issues.
you wanted single issues. I was like, I don't fuck with single issues.
Yeah, and that was now knowing what we know now and how we're doing this podcast with volumes. And
this is like
if I known this was, and of course it was always an option, but if I'd known this was a better option at the time, there's no telling where I would be in comics. Like I would have probably read so much more, and I've read a lot.
Yeah, no, doing this show because like I eventually doing completely like collected volumes, whether it's the paper trades or like compendiums or hardcover omnibuses and stuff like that. You're always behind on what's currently going on, and eventually got tired of that. So I switched to single issues, and like doing this show has got me back to where like, all right, this is the like
it's okay. It's okay if I'm a little behind.
Yeah, like I buy single, like there's a select few that I'm like, no, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah,
and even then, it's like I enjoy reading the collected issues or collected versions like a million times better.
Oh yeah,
and like I don't keep up with it. Like even when I'm buying the single issues, a lot of times I buy them, get home from the comic book store, set it on the stack that I haven't read yet, and
I've got probably 30 comics right now sitting in my bedroom, just in a stack, waiting for me to go to them.
And I mean, it's just like we just go ahead and read the collected ones.
Yeah,
but doing that show has got me back to where like this is my preferred.
Oh yeah,
and if one day I'll write that goddamn comic book, and I think I'm just gonna skip the single issues. I'm gonna go straight to like I'm not gonna go like here's my
140 pages out real quick.
Here's like because I think the standard comics book's like 20.
It's like 20
to 24 pages for one issue. I'm not gonna go here's 120 pages. I think if I ever do it, it's gonna be like 4 issues equals the first book, and I'm not gonna do it monthly. It would be like 4 to 3 times a year you get a book, but it's 4 issues worth.
But it's 80 pages.
It's at least half a story arc each time.
And we've noticed that with Crossover, which y'all listened to earlier this month. You get that issue now with kind of Image and all is, and we've had COVID has had shipping delays and fucked up comics and shit. So I think I went 3 months going to the comic book store and didn't get a single one on my pull list because nothing came in.
That's also
they just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's true. But that also, anytime someone switches from like working in the structure of a DC or Marvel to Image, which is creator owned, and I mean, obviously with some of the bigger books, like they're gonna be like, hey, get this shit out, like you're a big money maker. But I mean, for the most part, it's your fucking book. You're in charge. It's your studio. You're in charge of it. They just like handle the publishing. From what I understand, handle the publishing for you in exchange and like some minor fees. The rest goes straight to you, and you're in charge of it. So no one's gonna hold your hand, even though you've got 2 books at Marvel going. You got 3 other creator owned. Like, I love Crossover. I love Donny Cates. But man, when
that man put his hand in too many pots.
Yeah, and I think he's calmed down a little bit now because I have noticed Crossover is
it's back continuous now.
Yeah, it's back coming out every month. But and he's not the only one I've seen do that. There's tons of stuff. Like I think when I was really heavy into Lewis and Clark book, Manifest Destiny, I think they just straight up said like, "Hey, we're putting out like 6 a year." And they just come out when they come out.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I don't know why we were talking about that. I think just why we prefer.
We just went down a rabbit hole. But again, I mean, areas. I knew the only bit of information I knew of the superhero world was movies.
Yeah.
Some of the DC animated movies,
and we were like
out of context, just if I saw them on, I would watch
them. At that time, like, Age of Ultron wasn't even out yet.
13.
No, because like Avengers came out in 10.
No. Iron Man came out in 10.
No, Iron Man came out in 8.
Fuck.
Yeah. It wasn't.
God, that makes me feel
It
old.
wasn't none of
I'm
this.
only 26, and that makes me feel old.
It wasn't none of this 3 movies a year either.
No, shit. It was
like one a
Iron
year
Man
at that point.
and Captain America came out
I think
the
once
same
Age
year.
of Ultron
and
came
then
out, it was like 2 a year.
Wow. Dadgum, that makes me feel old.
Yeah.
Whew. But yes, well, hell, Endgames came out. It's now been 3 years, right?
I think more. I was in Louisiana.
We graduated in spring of 17.
Wait, Endgame? No, I'm thinking about Infinity War. Endgame, I think I was back here for.
That was 19, right? 18? Because
Graduated
they made
in
a
17.
big deal about the 10-year anniversary because Iron Man was in 08.
Yeah, Infinity War was 18, and then like whatever.
Endgame would have been 19.
Yeah,
they did it the next year. God,
yeah.
That's coming on 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. But wow. So we've been listening to Ares for
2013,
9 years now.
Almost 10. Yeah. Whew.
9 years.
He's probably like, because if I haven't watched your videos in a long time, I'll legit unsubscribe from your YouTube channel. I'm not one of those people that
Just
leaves it.
Hanging. No.
But he's probably my oldest subscription on YouTube right now.
Oh, guaranteed. Well, because I never had a YouTube thing or like a
Actual account.
account until I got to college, and there may have been a gamer, but there's no doubt Ares is at least in my first.
Shout out Ali A, Call of Duty.
Yeah, Ali A was probably one of my was up there.
There was a Pokemon guy I really liked until he got canceled. Yeah, that sucks. The Pokemon people probably know who it is.
Yeah, but yeah, so Ares has been. I've been a ride or die with him on YouTube for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, the only thing I knew about comics, heroes and shit was the movies.
Yeah.
The animated movies out of context.
Mm.
And I had no idea that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man didn't actually have webs coming out of him.
I was the same way.
I didn't know.
Until,
like the first time I saw, he's got cartridges.
I saw I remember hearing someone say about it, but then like the 90s cartoons, they started replaying on like some like early morning cartoon show. And I'd always watch it when I was getting dressed.
Was that
for school?
Was that canisters?
Yeah.
It was canisters.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies
is
were
the
only ones that didn't do web
and
shooters.
And that's how much I knew at the time. And then watching Ares talking about history of Spider-Man, the variations. He's got one about the Batman, the history of Batman, all people that ever played Batman, all Robins. Yeah. It's just, if you want to learn history about something, go watch Variant, and it's awesome. And the fact that they were able to actually come out with a comic is even cooler.
All right. Well, now that we've done 26 minutes talking about Ares and his YouTube channel, we should probably talk about his book a little bit. This, I will say, this is probably going to be a long episode, but we don't care about that anymore. Comixology, no free ads, but like them, is starting to put out their own comic books.
This is
a Comixology original. Yeah. And a lot of them look fucking good.
They look great.
There's one, I think there's 5 issues out, which hopefully that means when issue 6 comes out, then a volume will come out.
Talking about Astonishing Times?
No, this is another one I want to read. It's called The All Nighter. Oh. But it looks awesome.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, because Astonishing Times was only 5 issues.
Oh, yeah, no. Wait, like.
That's it.
They're done?
They're done. This is going to say, this is going to be me, but the last time I listened to their podcast is they were only going to do 5 issues of Astonishing Times and then see what happens. See where it goes, write something different, and hang out. Okay. As far as I remember. Now, that was also probably 8 months or plus ago before when I listened to that.
Well, the ending to that just kind of all right.
Now, you can definitely tell they set the
They
ending
set it up
for if we never come back to this, that's fine.
But
if
also
we do come back to this, here's your.
It does also explain why they didn't really take their time with it.
Correct. It is.
Because I mean, this was like there's so many like you could have like spent so much more time on like
of course
every little thing like yeah.
When you were reading it, here at the house, you sat there and went, and I asked you what part you're at, and they're like, oh yeah, they just found the guy dead. They're about to look into his mystery.
Yeah.
When Cochrane,
Kokin, something like that.
Kokin.
Yeah.
Shows up, finds the dead guy, dead superhero, fake dead superhero.
But he had like contacted
Noah,
and so I was like, okay,
this
is going to be like
whatever.
We're going to find out.
Like
they're going to find out that that's not the real Gold Rush.
Yeah,
like at the very end.
I thought,
and then they just kept going. And I was like,
I thought this was going to be kind of like a Batman detective comic.
Yeah.
Then it turned to, oh shit, more superheroes are dying, but Gold Rush is now with this mysterious guy.
Yeah.
Then they're on this really rich place that kind of reminded me of Wakanda.
Yeah.
All this money, big powerful dude, and shoots Cochrane out of the sky. And it's like, oh yeah, I did that, but I didn't do that. So we're just going to move past that now. We're just going to move past the fact that all those dudes are dead now.
Yeah, I was just like, what? I mean, I don't know. It kept getting like faster and faster. And I was like, Eris, save some story for later, dude. And I don't know, but like, I still got to the end of it, and I was like, I mean, I guess like they sped through that, but I mean, I guess they can still have plenty to write for.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, at the same time, like we read what the other guy, Five Ghosts, and we were sitting there like, dude, slow down.
Yeah.
But so I thought that was just
his pace kind of seems to be the same with this.
Yeah. So I was just sitting there like, oh, I guess they've got some more story they want to get. Like, I guess that's just that dude's pace. But
now I would have loved more. Hit some more details, get into some more characters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm kind of glad it was quick. Because how many volumes have we read Volume 1? And again, it's usually your DC Volume 1 of Deathstroke or something like that. And you sit there and go, wow, we're 5 issues in, and I have learned nothing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but this easily could have been like a... especially the reveal that the guy who was basically Superman without weaknesses, Infinite. The reveal that he's like, no, I've faked my own death because I found that humans are... it's like not even worth trying to save them anymore. So we're just going to like, I have this that will take out all their weapons and all their technology. They'll be set back to the Stone Age, and then they will just have to worship me as a god.
Yeah.
And I can teach them and how to be good to each other and solve all the world's problems. And it was like, that's all we're going to spend. Like, he should have like gotten at least like 5 steps into his plan.
Yeah.
Like he should have been like right at the very end, but it was like, oh no, he just explained his plan, but Kokin's just going to like stab this desk that causes everything to fuck up.
Fucking instant incineration on his ass.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, boom. It was like, and Infinite was like, well, goddamn, my whole plan's ruined. Yeah. I guess everybody's just going to die.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, fuck it.
I was like, it was going to be that easy to fucking
Infinite was just like,
plan.
Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah. But I know, I was just like, this easily could have been like a 12-issue story arc.
But I did feel that what it felt like this whole book was going to was not just, you don't have to have superpowers to be a hero anymore.
Yeah, even though he
granted,
Noah
has superpowers, and he's got the little glamour in it. Yeah. He's now a superhero.
No, it was all like,
it's not what you've done; it's what you will do. It's how you do, and like,
and even like he says, I mean, I think what he's talking about, where he's like, no one looks up anymore.
Yeah,
and like everything's just kind of like, oh yeah, superheroes are cool. I think that he's talking about like now, because it's like,
we are so saturated in superheroes right
now. Now it's just like, oh yeah, there's another Deadpool movie coming out. Oh yeah, another Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, talking to like the nerds who have it so sweet right now. You had,
and then growing up like us, where we were kids watching all this stuff. Then you talk to say Keonis, who's I think
he's like
he's
at
in
least
his
30s,
mid-30s maybe. Sorry if we're making you a little too old, Ayers. But he grew up in the 90s. Like he was a teen or
well, I mean,
our
it was
age
like,
in the 90s, where it was like you might get one hero movie in 10 years.
Yeah, but more importantly, if that superhero movie does bad,
they all will. No one's touching it again.
Yeah, like we'll try again in like 10 years.
Yeah,
like those fucking Batman and Robin movies, which I watched as a kid, so I thought I didn't see nothing wrong with them.
That was the Clooney. That was the Clooney
you go back
ones, right?
and watch them. Yeah, you go back and watch them.
You
now.
go back and watch them now. They hurt.
You see why
They're painful.
You see why no one touched superheroes until, well, I guess technically Blade, but
again, it got thrown out. Daredevil.
Blade was good, but
Daredevil
Blade 3 was
in
bad.
there.
Yeah,
it got thrown out.
Happened.
Punisher, it got thrown out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little
and then you got X-Men and X-Men 2. But then you had Spider-Man 3 and X-Men 3. And then
throw Fantastic Four in there.
Yeah. And then it was just like,
so throw a few bullshit Supermans spread out through there.
So it was like,
to me,
for good superhero movies, it is like, yes, like this is awesome. Take it in, enjoy it while it is now. That's why, like, all these people who, to their own right, like, we have a friend who said, I was talking to him, I was like, hey man, because he used to come to all the Marvel movies with us, and I was like, hey man, you want to go see the new Spider-Man, like the second one? Yeah. That was right after. And he's like, no, I think I'm just gonna end it at Endgame. I think I'm done with the Marvel movies because I don't. They're either gonna have to start like super slow again, and I'm not there for that, or it's just like, I don't know. Which he might have like started watching again, but
still, I mean, I feel that.
But there are people who are like, I'm just stopping Endgame because I'm stopping where I know it's good. And I think that's partially because of Game of Thrones.
Oh, that hurts.
I think people are like, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. But, yeah.
But look at what, and we hyped on this for 2 years now. Look at what Warner Brothers is doing with DC.
Exactly.
Flop, good. Flop, 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 good. Hey, we're going to still pump them out until something fucking hits.
Yeah.
And we're going to stick with that.
I can count the ones I like on my...
I can use 3 fingers.
I got Man of Steel.
Yep. Wonder Woman. And
Aquaman, Suicide Squad. And if we're counting the extended cut of Batman v Superman. And I guess if we're counting the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, we're at 6.
Yeah. 6.
And 2 of those,
probably dozens.
2 of those were...
That's half. That's
2 of those were director cuts.
So back down to 4.
Yeah.
4 true movies.
Yeah.
Out of...
And I'm talking 15? About the James Gunn Suicide Squad, not that horrible thing they gave to a music video.
Tell me that the Will Smith one?
No.
Did you like the Will Smith one or the one that just came out?
The one just came out with Idris Elba.
I haven't even watched that one yet.
It is good. And Peacemaker came out of that. And now the show is going on, and it had no business being that good, but it's actually really fucking good.
Yeah, the fact John Cena is running his own show right now is...
He's not running.
But
James Gunn.
leading actor of a show is quite hilarious.
I mean, The Rock did it. He's just following The Rock's template.
I know he is, but I guess I didn't pay attention to The Rock becoming an actor. Like
you didn't know him as a wrestler,
right?
period,
I didn't know him as a wrestler, but I knew John Cena as a wrestler.
Yeah, but The Rock went through these growing pains too.
I know. So I'm getting to see now, and I've seen it. I've seen Scorpion King. I've seen Mummies. I've seen something else he did early. Center of the Earth with The Rock. He did the second one.
I don't even think that was early.
Was that not considered early?
No, I'm talking about like the mid-2000s movie where he was just taking what he could get.
Yeah. So now seeing John Cena go from WWE superstar to kind of a just, hey guys, I'm here, to now being a leading role is cool. It to me it's cool, and I know for you being a WWE fan, it's probably even better.
Pro wrestling fan. There's a big difference.
Sorry, I'm sorry for.
I don't fuck with that sports
I'm
entertainment
sorry for
shit.
picking one.
I actually don't watch WWE at all. I'm all AEW.
I kind of realized that when you said I don't want WWE. It's pro wrestling.
Yeah. Fuck you, Vince.
Jesus.
I doubt he'll ever see this.
And if he does, blow it up on his page. Get us a few extra subscribers.
I always did say I would like to write / book a wrestling company for like a year, like start dropping hints early and like build to like whatever that company's version of WrestleMania.
It's got to be cool. I would imagine writing for pro wrestling,
yeah,
WWE and AEW, like that big production set has to be like doing a TV show for 20-something episodes.
Oh yeah,
it's got. I mean,
it
would have to be that exact same.
You don't pay attention to pro wrestling, so you don't know like the horror stories of writing for WWE.
Oh, I'm sure it's horrid.
Because
I can
no,
only
it's
imagine.
like Vince McMahon is a very fickle old man who likes things a certain way, and if it's not working, he's not afraid to rip up whatever. 5 minutes before the show goes live, rip up the opening segment you just wrote, rewrite it, hand it to the wrestler. And then they have like 5 minutes to go out there and do a 20-minute promo.
Wow.
Yeah. And like the people that are like Vince's yes men are like don't pitch it as like, basically he likes instant moments. He doesn't like long form storytelling. Which is what I very much enjoy.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of having a season.
Yeah, and it's like, you get those moments if you build the story. But no, he's very much like, what can pop these people here tonight as fast as possible? But that's the whole pro wrestling thing. We still haven't talked about this comic book a whole lot. But yes, the whole thing is like, people are like starting to go numb on superheroes, and it's still like, no, this shit's still amazing, and here's why.
Yeah. Was
like the point of this.
And I really like the idea of like bringing it back to the real world, or of how numb we are now. Mm-hmm. We just expect, there'll be 3 Marvel movies this year.
Yeah.
If there's less, we're pissed.
Yeah.
There will be 2, if not 3 DC movies.
Yeah.
There's going to be now, we expect 2, if not 3 Marvel shows.
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier today.
Star Wars shows.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier today. I was like, bro, they used to have these things like only like a week apart.
Yeah.
And now I got to sit here until March 30th. Like
30th, yeah.
As of recording, the last episode of Boba Fett just came out. And I'm sitting here like, fuck, I got to wait all the way to March 30th for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
What the hell am I going to do on my Wednesdays?
And imagine just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Go, oh man, we got 6 months before the next movie.
Yeah.
We got 4 months next movie. Now we go, shit, we got to wait 3 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks. It's like, god dang.
I don't know. And that's kind of what like this is all about. So.
But and again, it's then you watch the show and you sit there and go, this is why I enjoy comics. And the whole, like kind of like we said, the whole aspect of this book is when the superhero finally saves the world, when he changes, when Infinite turns from wanting to be a god of the world to, well, shit, I guess I do need to save them. Yeah. That is why I came here, is to save these people. And does it, you sit there and go, that's why we like heroes. That's why we want to watch them and read them and talk about them.
Yeah.
But
because they are there to inspire you.
Yeah. Now, I liked, and again, would have liked more of it, the twist that he was a part of the group that made Cataclysm.
Oh, yeah.
He was a part of that alien race that he came to Earth first.
To see if he could save it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then letting Noah's dad die. That one stung a little bit.
Yeah. Oh.
That one stung.
Yeah. But I hope Ares keeps going. Even if it's not just this, like we both said, he's one of the big reasons why we're into comics, and along with a bunch of other people.
Oh yeah.
And I'll read anything he puts his name on.
Damn straight.
If you see this, Ares, keep going.
And I know we've been talking about the writers, but the artists, the colors, the letters.
Oh, the art's very
everything.
good. Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I do love colors I like.
Yeah. The
pastels.
dark blues and
pastels were really good.
And of course the drawing is just everything flowed great. And again, you still got that this is an indie comic, but in the quality of Marvel and DC. And, and it was beautiful. I enjoyed all of it. It was wonderful. Keep doing it, Ares. And
all the Comixology
and everybody.
All the Comixology originals. I like those. Yeah. I'm looking forward to a lot of those. There's like the first batch are starting to come up to where they're going to start getting their volume 1s. So get ready to see a lot of Comixology originals.
Sounds good to me.
I know they had a whole Scott-tober. Scott Snyder's got like 5 books like ready for Comixology originals. So.
Wow.
But next week, Moon Knight. We missed Batman. But we're gonna
Batman snuck up on us.
Batman. We'll get into it later, or we already got into it.
Yeah.
One of the two. I don't know. I'm not super hyped about this Batman, but
it's starting over.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we've talked about that already, or we'll talk about it next week.
We always leave you guessing.
Yeah. But next week's Moon Knight. Hopefully, you're gonna get some clicks from that.
Woo.
But yeah, we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.